Have you ever told yourself, I will start tomorrow, but that tomorrow never actually came? Maybe you have dreams quietly waiting in the back of your mind, just sitting there, waiting for the right time, the right mood, or the perfect moment to begin. But the truth is, sometimes that perfect moment never shows up. And all it takes is one small decision, one single day, to change everything. Today, I want to tell you the story of Daniel, a young man who lived just like many of us do, always waiting. But what he discovered one afternoon completely changed the way he looked at time, fear, and success. And if you stay with me until the end, I promise you will understand why the life you have always wanted might already be right here, just waiting for you to begin. Daniel was 28 years old, smart, kind, full of ideas, but always waiting. He worked for a small marketing company downtown. Every morning he told himself, today I will start writing that book. Today I will go to the gym. Today I will sign up for that online course. But after work, he would go home, scroll through social media, and tell himself, I'm tired today, I will do it tomorrow. His desk was always a mess, covered with sticky notes, notebooks, and ideas that never made it past the first page. He often looked at successful people and thought, they are so lucky. They must have motivation I do not have. But deep down, Daniel knew luck was not what he was missing. It was something heavier, something that weighed on him in silence. One day, his boss called him into the office. The company had a new campaign, an important one, and Daniel was chosen to lead it. This was his chance to prove himself. He felt excited, nervous, and proud all at once. That night, when he opened his laptop to start planning, he hesitated. He thought, I will do it tomorrow morning when my mind is clearer. Tomorrow morning became the next day. The next day became the next week. And before he realized it, there were only 3 days left until the deadline and he had done nothing. He tried to rush through it, but every idea felt shallow and clumsy. The presentation was late and lifeless. The project was given to someone else. That night, Daniel sat alone in his small apartment, staring at a cup of coffee gone cold, replaying every tomorrow he had ever told himself. For the first time, he saw it clearly. Procrastination had taken something real from him. Not just a career opportunity, but his belief in himself. He felt small and empty, like someone who had always dreamed, but never dared to begin. A week later, Daniel went out for a walk to clear his mind. It was a cloudy afternoon, the kind of weather that makes you question your life. He wandered through a park until he saw an old man sitting under a large oak tree, completely absorbed in his painting. Daniel stopped and watched the man's wrinkled but steady hands move calmly across the canvas, peaceful, focused, content. The old man looked up and smiled. Beautiful day, isn't it? Daniel nodded half-heartedly. I guess so. The old man studied him for a moment and said, You look like someone who is waiting for something to happen. Daniel was surprised. I think you are right. I am waiting until I am ready to start something important. The old man chuckled softly. Ready, huh? Young man, if you wait until you are ready, you might be waiting for the rest of your life. Daniel frowned. But what if I fail? The old man dipped his brush and said, Then you will have a bad painting, but at least you will have a painting which is 100 times more than someone who never picks up the brush. Those words struck Daniel like lightning. On his way home, he could not stop thinking about them. He realized something profound. He was not lazy, he was afraid. Afraid he was not good enough. Afraid of being judged. Afraid to face his own imperfection. So he hid behind the easiest lie in the world. I will do it tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. It is a trap wrapped in comfort. Every time we say, not today, we trade a piece of our future for a few minutes of peace. That night, Daniel opened his old notebook again. The first page was still blank, silent, waiting. He whispered to himself, just one line, just start. He wrote one sentence, then another, and soon he was lost in the flow of doing instead of thinking. The next day, he wrote a little more. The next week, even more. He stopped waiting for motivation because he finally understood. Motivation comes after you start, not before. Time passed. Daniel did not become perfect, but he became consistent. Every morning, he wrote a few pages before work. A year later, that notebook turned into a complete manuscript. Eventually, it became a published book, one that helped thousands of readers overcome their own fear of beginning. When people asked Daniel what his secret was, he simply smiled and said, "I stopped waiting for tomorrow. Because tomorrow is not real, only today is." If you are listening to this story and you are putting something off, a dream, a project, or a change you know you need, remember this: you do not need to be ready, you just need to begin. Even the smallest step is worth more than 100 intentions that never happen. Because once you start, everything changes. And maybe, just like Daniel, one day you will realize the moment you stop waiting is the moment your real life begins. If this story touched you, share it to inspire someone else. And if you want to hear more meaningful stories like this, subscribe to the channel. Together, we will grow, one day at a time. Because every story is one step closer to the person you were born to become.